Most of the silver we mine never comes back, not because we throw it away, but because we use it. Silver is everywhere. Phones, laptops, appliances, solar panels, data centers, 5G towers. If it runs electricity or data, it's using silver. And here's the part nobody thinks about. When we put silver into these products, we're not just using it, we're sealing it away. Not literally in coffins, but close enough. Tiny amounts of silver locked inside plastic and metal shells, where they'll sit for the rest of their lives. And in a minute, I'll show you why that silver almost never comes back. And the amounts we're talking about are tiny, micrograms to milligrams in each device, just enough to make the technology work, but nowhere near enough to ever get back. And it doesn't stay in one solid piece. Silver gets printed into circuits, soldered into joints, vapor deposited onto glass, and fused into other materials in layers so thin they're measured in atoms. Every application spreads it thinner and thinner until it's basically silver dust, too fine to ever gather again. One trace here, another trace there, multiplied across billions of devices. Billions of tiny losses happening quietly every single day. And here's the twist almost nobody sees. Silver isn't lost when a device breaks, and it isn't lost at the landfill. It's lost the moment the device is manufactured. Once silver enters a product, it's checked in for good. Hotel California. And not all silver gets locked inside devices. Some of it disappears in a completely different way. In medicine and water systems, we don't use silver as a metal at all. We use it as ions, nanoparticles, and coatings designed to dissolve or break apart on purpose. In hospitals, those ions end up in wastewater. In water purification, the particles bind to contaminants and get carried away with them. In antimicrobial coatings, the silver slowly sheds off the surface until nothing is left. And once it dissolves, disperses, or binds to something in the environment, that's it. It flows into wastewater, soil, rivers. It's gone forever. But not all silver dissolves or disperses. A lot of it just stops moving. Because the world's biggest silver graveyard isn't a landfill. It's our homes. Every dead phone, old laptop, outdated tablet, retired smartwatch, and abandoned camera, all of them tucked into drawers and boxes or collecting dust in garages and basements. Each one holding microscopic deposits of silver that will never be recovered. Not because it's impossible, but because it's inconvenient. It's easier to toss a device in a drawer than figure out what to do with it. Billions of devices, quietly piling up in homes all over the world. A slow, silent accumulation of silver we'll never see again. And even when those devices finally leave the drawer, the story doesn't get any better. Because the first thing that happens at an e-waste recycling facility isn't careful disassembly, it's shredding. Whole devices get thrown into industrial grinders and torn apart in seconds. A blender for electronics. And after that, if you actually want the silver back, you're forced into some of the harshest chemical methods we use in modern industry. Cyanide leaching, nitric acid baths, aggressive solvents, high-temperature smelting. Processes so toxic, so regulated, and so expensive that they only make sense for high-grade material. And here's the part nobody likes to admit. Even if you had the perfect recycling system, it still wouldn't work. The silver inside a device is worth less than the electricity needed to extract it, never mind the labor, the chemicals, the equipment, the regulations. Recycling only makes sense when the material is concentrated. But the microscopic deposits inside everyday electronics, they're worth pennies, sometimes fractions of a penny. So even after shredding, sorting, and all the chemical steps, The math still says no. The cost of recovery is higher than the silver recovered. And that's the reality. Recycling can't offset consumption, not for silver, not the way we use it. And when you zoom out, the pattern becomes obvious. Silver doesn't behave like gold. Gold circulates, it gets melted, reused, recast, recovered. Almost every ounce ever mined is still with us. Silver doesn't do that. Once it enters the modern world, it spreads out, thins out, dissolves, disperses. It moves in one direction. Mine it, use it, lose it. And because that flow only moves one way, the accumulation keeps growing. More devices, more sensors, more electrification, more medical uses. More silver spread out, dissolved, bonded, or buried inside products will never open again. Every year, more silver leaves the world we can access and enters the world we can't. It's not how much we use, it's how much we lose.